The case of the missing PCB. It isn't your gripping Agatha Christie novel, though going by just the dramatic twists and turns in the Champions Trophy, the faux pas and war of words, an entertaining narrative is waiting to be written. But coming back to the case of the missing Pakistan Cricket Board, I'm not referring to Pakistan cricket being missing in action owing to their woeful performances on the field. There was a lot of noise and many former cricketers created a bit of a din around no PCB officials being present at the post-match presentation on Sunday. After the Champions Trophy win, everyone spotted the ICC, the BCCI president, giving away the prizes to the winners. And the secretary of the BCCI, Devajit Saikia, he was also present. And questions were raised as to why the host of the tournament was not up there, as is the norm at any such mega event. Now, PCB had yesterday clarified their stand, saying though Mohsin Naqvi had not travelled, Sumair Ahmed Saeed, the chief operating officer, was present at the venue. The ICC has now gone a little further to explicitly cite the protocol that goes into place during such tournaments and why there was no PCB representation during the ceremony. ICC rules are pretty clear. The host has to be represented in the dais by an ICC office bearer. Mohsin Naqvi is one, the PCB chief, and had he made it, he would have been there. He abstained from travelling owing to some reason that isn't known to us, which meant no one else could take his place. The CEO is not an office bearer. His name does not appear on the ICC official list of the office bearers online, and hence there was no way he could represent the Pakistan Cricket Board at the mega presentation ceremony. But the Pakistan Cricket Board is miffed irrespective. I did reach out to get their response further to this point, but they insist they were wronged. That when the secretary of the BCCI could be present, so could the CEO, since the PCB does not have a CEO. PCB is livid and they have communicated the same to the ICC. That's what I hear. They're not convinced by this reasoning that has been given, even though the clarification holds ground logically and technically. When both ICC and BCCI are represented by their presidents and their chiefs, safe to say, so should the PCB, especially when Pakistan was hosting the tournament. The PCB is up in arms and wants to have a proper discourse on this. That's why they've called for further explanation, though it has been heartening to see Pakistan host an ICC tournament finally after such a long gap. It did not go off without its fair share of speed bumps, stuff that you've now come to expect when we speak of Pakistan and cricket. It cannot be without drama, chaos, and the general dose of the messy. And the PCB and ICC have been at loggerheads from the start of this Champions Trophy tournament, especially as it's been about the ability of this country to host a tournament without any mishaps. Some pertinent questions to think of after the weekend. Why did PCB chief Mohsin Naqvi not make it to the final? Should that have not been the most imperative commitment? Could PCB have been more diligent in their dealings with the ICC, considering they were already on the back foot regarding agreeing to the hybrid model that everyone ultimately arrived upon? At the end of the day, PCB needs to give answers to these questions, else they will only dent their own charisma and stature as a cricketing nation in the years to come.
Merci beaucoup. Hi. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat ke logon ko meri namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Rohit, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs. And that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.